booming luxury car market, lots of new products coming in, and a new product we want to talk about. We have Mr. Vikram Pawah, President, BMW India, to talk more about this. Thank you so much, Vikram.
Hi, Kranti. Always a pleasure to be here.
First thing I wanted to understand, which everyone is talking about, and I'm sure you have some news for us, booming luxury car market.
We always have news in
So
BMW,
I'm sure
right?
so you have some record-breaking news.
Yes, we do. I mean, we have always broken record. We broke records in 2022, and then when I look at first 6 months of 2023, we've broken the record for best ever monthly sales, broken the record for best ever quarterly sales, and also broken the record of best ever half-yearly sales. So really fantastic, and across all three brands, BMW, Mini and Motorrad. So really a successful start to the year. Could have been even better because, first 4 months we had some restricted supply for our cars. So if it was actually not that, we would have been much higher. And if I look at May and June when the supply is resumed, we've had a growth of 32% in cars. And motorcycles overall for the first half of the year, 50% growth. So I think absolutely fantastic figures. So really happy about it. I think the team's done well in these uncertain times. So really, really a good start.
So we'll come back to the restriction part where you had some supply constraints and all. But wanted to understand if you look at the segments, the top end is doing really well. I mean, what changed and how do you read it?
No, for us, it's not only the luxury class. We call it the luxury class, which is about 1.5 crores. That's not the only one that's doing well. For us, even the entry SUVs are doing fantastically well. And I think it's driven by the kind of a product substance we have now. So let's talk about the luxury class first. We have 7 Series and i7, which are absolutely new. The X7 is a absolutely refreshed version that we launched earlier this year. And the XM, which is a completely new concept that we launched. If I look at these 4 cars, 128% growth in the first half. So absolutely, firing on that cylinder and also contributing to 20% of our sales now. All these 4 cars, which is really fantastic because that's the segment that we are growing in the premium class. But then I look at the entry-level SUV X1. Again, we launched it earlier this year. Completely new generation X1, bigger in size, more spacious, more aggressive, more road presence. A lot of new technology in there, including connected drive and the touch features. And then, more importantly, we changed the engines to more fuel-efficient engines. And that's resonating with the Indian public fantastically. We're seeing a growth of 50% in this segment. And this X1 alone is also contributing to 20% of our sales. Having said that, 2 new models at that end, but in the middle, we have the 3 Grand Limousine, which is again a car we made specifically for India, a long wheelbase version of our most popular sedan 3 Series. That also contributes to 20% of sales solid. So I don't think it's one or the other. I think the entire framework for us is actually working.
But the growth has been, I think, the highest in the luxury segment.
Yeah, I think for us,
percentage,
again, that's a low base impact. But if you look at it, what I look at is the contribution of each of these segments. Luxury is 20%, entry-level SUV is 20%, and the mid-size is 20%. And I think once this X5 comes into play later this year, you'll see that contributing equally as well.
And how is Mini doing?
Mini is doing absolutely well. I think we're going to have a record year for Mini again. We had the best ever first half result. And electric in Mini is absolutely the spearheader. It is actually now contributing to 14% of our sales. And it is the 3rd best seller. The Mini SE, which is the electric we launched last year, is the 3rd best seller in our Mini range. So absolutely fantastic. And I'm really proud to say that Mini continues to be in electric space, most affordable EV in the premium segment.
And what about other electrics? Because that is, again, doing, I guess, wonders for you. Because
yes, for us,
the kind of reception we've seen.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about that?
So I think when we started with electric end of 2021, early 2022, we made a very clear commitment that we want to electrify the premium space and we lead this space in India. And we have done that in 2022. We ended the year as a market leader. 2023, the first half of 2023, we have 50% market share in the premium EV space. And we continue to outperform. We have the widest range available in terms of 4 distinctive products that customers can choose from. And I think that's a winner. And the demand we still can't keep up with. There's still a waiting of 3 to 6 months in our electrics, which we are trying to catch up now. And just to give you a context of iX, the SUV, which is an equivalent, let's say, electric version of a X5 size SUV, perfectly suitable for India. It is the best seller for us. Not only that, that model alone sells more than all the electric EVs combined in the country. So, that shows the testament that this product is absolutely suitable. People are loving it. And I think the range anxiety what people had initially, with time, the realization is happening, actually the usage is not so high. And we can check with the connected drive, we can see that people use it on an average for 45 kilometers a day. We provide a home charger to them at their place, right? So you can charge yourself, you don't have to depend on any public charging infrastructure. And literally what people are doing, maybe charging once or twice a week maximum. And that's a great saving for them, actually. 50% less running cost.
We are looking at record sales in across the brands, different brands, your competition as well. What has changed this 2023? How do you read it for all the manufacturers?
Multitude of factors, not just one. Okay, first is the good old India story now, or the new India story as we call it. There's a lot of confidence, there's a lot of positivity in the Indian society. Not only because we are doing better than the rest of the world, actually, if you look at it in this recessionary environment, we are somehow secure, but our local consumption continues to be strong. And that gives a lot of confidence to people about the secure future. And I think that gives you the power of purchasing right now and investing in things like cars. The second aspect is what I would say is driven by the infrastructure development. The way the road network is developing every month. What do we have? Something like 50 kilometers a day of road being laid out every day, right? That's fantastic because as the new infrastructure develops, people start enjoying better cars. If you're driving from Delhi to Mumbai on that expressway with 120 kilometers an hour, I'm sure you'll choose a safer and a bigger car instead of a small hatchback, right? So I think that trend itself excites you to pick up cars that you can actually enjoy on those roads there. Third is on the front of the customer behavior itself. I think what we've seen after COVID is that all of us have realized that it's time to spend something on ourselves, on our experiences. And I think that, if you think about when we were growing up, the first thing we thought about is what car you want to buy. We always grow up with cars, with model toy cars, and we think about that's the one I want to buy. But I think now that you're in that phase of saying I want to spend myself, splurge on myself, you want to buy a premium car. And the last part is driven by us, which is fantastic models. Be it the X1, 7 Series, X7, XM, the 3 grand limousine, which resonate with the public. So when all these factors come in, together, suddenly you see a growth happening.
And you're planning to launch lots of new models as well. Yes. So should we look at position war amongst German makers?
I don't know whether it's a position war or not, but we know we're going to launch a lot of products. We started the year 2021 by saying that we are in the midst of the biggest product offensive for BMW worldwide. And we're actually delivering that now. So this year we're going to launch 19 cars and 3 bikes. This is our 12th launch of the car. 2 bikes have been launched, so still 7 more cars and 1 more bike to come through in the rest of the year.
And now, good you mentioned bikes. That segment is all of a sudden, again, very, action-packed, I would say. How do you see, especially your biggest seller, I guess, is the 310?
Yes, it is.
So that price range, are you kind of reconsidering new products? Because now the 2 other lifestyle motorcycle makers, they've kind of started a price war. So how do you see that, and what's your plan?
For us, I think we created this segment in 2018 itself when we launched the 310R and the 310 GS. And we showed the way to the world that we can do it in a collaborative way with a local partner. Since then, last year, we launched another one of those products, 310RR. So we have 3 distinct character of bikes available from our local partner, which contribute to 90% of our sales in motor art business, which is fantastic. And I think for us, that's the strength we have. We were the first movers. We created the market. We have a great customer base that has given us fantastic feedback on these bikes. And I think when people follow you into that space, that proves that you're a leader. When they exactly copy that strategy, they exactly follow through on that, it makes you believe that you've done the right thing, you've created the market, and then more people are welcome. Because anytime you have competition, the market expands, and the one who benefits is the leader in the end.
So any plans of this leader?
No, we continue to work with TVS. We have already extended our collaboration for the next term. Last year we already did that. So we know that's the winning strategy. We have great products. We still have 1,500 units to deliver on these. So the demand is still quite high. And I think we'll continue to introduce more products in the future as well.
And what about waiting period for other cars?
Cars, it depends on
which
the cars.
Which one is the highest?
Well, so the highest would be the electrics probably.
Okay.
Between 7 Series and electrics is probably between 4 to 6 months at the moment. Then we have X7, which is around 4 months. X1 is got a waiting of 4 to 5 months as well, depending on what variant you want to pick up. And then we have things like i4, which is probably sold out for the year at the moment. So a lot of waiting for still some product. Production is ramping up now in the second half. So we'll try to catch up on the on the demand. But I think what we have seen also lately is that the more supply we secure, the more demand we see actually. Once people have visibility when it will be available, I think you can see more demand coming through, which is, I think, a great sign. So it gives us the confidence it's a sustainable growth we're talking about here.
So is that confidence enough for converting some of the CBUs into?
We always do. We always do. I think there's a threshold of volume, there's a threshold of technology for localizing it. So I think if you're referring to BEVs, okay, BEVs, we just started last year. This is going to be first full year of all the BEVs available. We're going to add a few more over next year or so. The technology is changing as well. We are working on currently the Gen 5 is what being used technology in our cars. We're already working on Gen 6. So we'll find the right sweet spot between those technologies and the volume to introduce those as local. So.
Super. Now let's talk about the latest X5. So what's new?
What's new? X5 always sets the trend, right? We know when X5 was introduced in the first generation, right? It actually created a segment of SUVs or premium SUVs, because before that, SUVs were just rugged workhorses. And X5 showed the world that they can be a nice SUV that can be used for off-roading, for tough terrain, but also be premium at the same time. And I think that takes it to the next level now with this fourth generation uplift. Because what we have done is, as a dimension-wise, it's much more bulkier, more space, more aggressive stance. The front has been changed, the looks have been changed. There's been new, headlights that have been put in, new technology that's in the car, with the operating system made with connected drive, touch, gesture, voice controls. But more importantly, the luxury factor has been upped again. So again, it's going to be a winner. I'm confident, once the supply starts next month, we'll see a lot of action in this area as well.
And this comes both with petrol and diesel.
Of course, absolutely. That's what we believe in providing choice to our customers. We've said that we are technologically agnostic, so we'll provide either petrol, diesel, plug-in hybrid, or a fully electric vehicle as long as customers want it.
And how is the customer, or how do you see that future where, which one are you betting on?
No, we are betting on all the technologies. So if you look at, I think BMW is the only brand worldwide which is even working on hydrogen at the moment. Because I don't think there's a single solution. A customer is an individual. A customer is not a homogeneous set, they're a heterogeneous set. So, and the world over, it cannot be the same technology either. Maybe some countries adopt electric early, or more proportion of it. Some countries might still remain on diesel. It depends on your local situation in the country. So for us, we have the capability of making all. And we'll provide products at every price point with like I said, a petrol, diesel, electric, and plug-in hybrid. So that then a customer can choose at the same price point, what do I want to purchase?
So non-plug-in hybrid versus hydrogen, how do you see that?
Well, plug-in hybrid in India particularly is not a popular thing because there is no benefit for a customer really. All you're doing is paying more, but you're not actually getting the benefit of it. Whereas in electric, for example, you're able to buy an electric car at the same price as a petrol car, but your running cost is 50% cheaper. So it makes sense. I think hydrogen is a longer term thing because in I think many countries maybe electric may not be an option as a final option, and then hydrogen might come into play. But that is still far away, and we are in early trial stages with the hydrogen technology at the moment.
And now about the Indian car market and generally the future. How do you see the next 6 months? Any specific thoughts? Or
I think Indian car market has a lot of potential. If you look at the overall industry, if we should have been at 5 million by now, right? So I think we have a long walk to make from 3.8 to 5 million. But the signs are right. The economy is strong, resilient, as you said. There's a positivity in the economy, so I think it should grow. Obviously, it depends on further what happens in the inflationary side or the interest rate side. But when I talk about ourselves in the premium space, I'm very confident the next 6 months will be solid. It'll be a solid growth, and I think we'll deliver a record year again.
Record year?
Absolutely.
And what about the used car market?
It's growing, actually, and right now you can't get enough used cars. So there's a shortage of used cars. We're trying to procure as much as possible, but that's understandable because when there's a shortage of new cars, people don't churn over so quickly till the time the new car is available. But I think the prices of new cars have gone up as well, which is good value for our existing customers because there's equity in their car to upgrade to the next new model. So I think it's a very, what I would say is a solid ecosystem that is building in India now. It is becoming very mature towards a used car and a new car combination now, and we see more and more used car trade-ins that come into our dealerships now as well. So it's becoming more organized business as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kranti.
And good luck with the new launch.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.